Welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda. Today I'm going to use my scraps to make this layout. So I'm going to start with these two pictures of my oldest. This is from a few years ago, and this is her doing part of our online schooling from her bed, because why not? And so I am going to overlap these. I've already cut them down to 4x5. I'm going to cut them again. And then here's a pile of my scraps. So on the left side here are all pieces that are big enough to back. And then, on the right side here is all strips of paper. So branding strips, cut-off strips, all the strips. So don't make you look at all of me sorting through this, because that took a while. And so I'm just pulling out pinks and blues and different colors that'll kind of work. This is more than enough than I need, but I'm going to use this piece of paper, which is kind of like a date page, and then the black notebook paper, and then just going to slice it down to layer it up behind this one. And then this is when I decide, pretty soon I believe I decided I needed in a 3x4, which I didn't make you watch. And then just going to slice this down a little bit more, because now I don't need as much. And that makes it really easy because of all the grid lines that are on those. And then this is packaging from, Stamp Set or some sort of embellishments. And it's got a gray grid, so that works. And then this is just going to get set on and just getting it all sorted out. Thinking about color going behind, but I'm not quite there yet. And then I'm going to take this other piece of the gray, and then I am going to take a piece of the black and put it on the bottom. Not the top, on the bottom. Maybe not yet. I thought about this scallop piece, which would have worked, but didn't get there. Oh, I'm not going to put those other pieces on yet. Spoiler, it goes in the bottom. And then I'm thinking about how I want to put these pieces of border pieces on. So I was thinking of maybe kind of like this, and I'm not loving it, but I'm going to keep building to see what I can do. And I decide I really dislike this, so let's try something different. So I'm going to angle it with the border strips. And so this is kind of what I'm going for. I'm not going to use all those pieces, and then kind of nestle that over top, and that's probably going to work a whole lot better. And this is where I decide I'm going for that. So I'm going to put this down, and all of my other pieces are going to be built off of this one strip. So to start with, I'm going to build off sideways this way. So I'm going to use my T-square ruler, and I'm going to line it up with the edge and the edge. I'm going to get it down. And then I don't make you watch me put all of the pieces on. It goes the same way. So there is 1/4 of an inch in between each of these. This one I'm going to trim down a bit. So this is kind of the process. So I want them all different widths. This one has a crease in it, so that width is going to go away, and then they're all going to go I think it's a 1/16 of an inch between each other. So as you can imagine, with the ruler and my pencil, it takes me quite a while to get this all in. So really, I'm not going to make you watch it all. So I will do some check-in points here in a minute, but I ripped, actually this is the only one I had to rip up because it wasn't quite straight. And then down it goes, and then I decide on a different color for that second piece. Glue, no, yes, there we go. And then just, I don't know why it wasn't actually coming on the paper for the glue runner because I ripped the paper. And then I kept this in still because I am going to take off a ½ inch all the way around. So, which will end up being a ¼ inch border on black, which I'll do after, but I decided to get that done right away so that it works. Okay, and then this side. And now that piece is all ready to go. That'll be my black piece for later. And then lining up these pieces, and now we'll scoot forward. So that's that side all done. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this next side and just line it up with that one I started with. And literally using my T-square ruler, measuring across. Most of it now I'm eyeballing the 1/16 of an inch because I can do that. After this one, I eyeball it a bit more because this probably took me, probably at least a ½ an hour to get those ones on. And then I just wanted it to speed up a bit because I was getting done. So this is where I start to eyeball, not quite. There we go, and away we go. Move ahead here in a second. I'm putting that last one on, just double checking on what I need so I don't have this dot on yet, and then I don't have this piece, which is the back side of that ombre pink one, but it's very white on the other side, so I use this grid instead. And then pictures will go on. I was thinking of maybe putting that one underneath. There's a little bit of glue on my paper, and now I'm going to get the rest on for the last corner. So this last corner is going up this direction, and so I'm going to take a look, and I need them long enough and I want to reuse the same one, so it's just gonna just plan out a little bit. I don't make you watch all this either, but just a little bit of the process. Okay, and then, so as you can see, I'm gonna map out where my picture is going to overlap because I don't have to put papers underneath and I need this long enough to fit. So these are a little shorter than I want. So this is definitely going to be able to cover now. And I'm just using the line from the bottom ones to help keep that straight. And then this piece is going to go on, and just making sure it will be covered up, and it definitely will be. And glue, I will, done. Yep. And so we'll scoot forward here in a second. This pink piece is actually a border strip and it's sticky, so that one's super easy to put on. And putting some more on. So just so that you can see the big open space underneath, and then just this last little piece feeding on so that that pink grid is there. And trim it off, and those pieces are actually finally on. Yay! So that took a good portion of my time to actually make this layout. The layout actually took me just over 2 hours to do. I don't know why. Part of it probably was my daughter came in a couple times to talk about different things, but yeah. Just putting some backing on that so that it's popped up, and then here comes that black on the bottom, like I said before, not quite there. I want it to overlap a little bit just to give a little bit of more of a shelf with that piece. And then the white left over from the other notebook kind of page goes up top from the calendar. I put the glue dots on, and I should have left them for a minute, but that's okay. I didn't realize I was gonna need to get underneath them more than I wanted, but meh. And then I thought about putting this pink piece here to tidy up that one line, but I like that line just fine. It'll be fine. Just looking at some other stuff to layer in behind, and then this pink piece is the same ombre pink piece and grid piece as I was using. So I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut some corners out of it so that I can slide it in behind, and it's not going to stay there, but I fussed around with it a little bit. And that could have worked, not so much. This one will work better here. This one will definitely work better on this side. It's just a little wide, so I'm going to trim it off. And then I can slide this underneath, which I like, and I'm going to commit to and glue down right away. And then this piece I'm going to slide underneath. More like this, though, because I don't want it sticking out the top. So that one goes on there. And then there's this piece left, and I like the grid part on it like that. We'll sneak a grid piece underneath as well. So that one goes there. This one will go here. Eventually. Don't like it like that. This one's going to go on the side, and then there's going to be a bigger piece. I'm going to cut this in half, and this little one's going to go peeking out of the top here, and then the other one's going to go on the bottom, and there's just a little bit more room. I'm going to do my journaling there later, but it's not done right now. It's not really going to say very much other than what I've already said. This year my daughter was in grade 8, and we did a blended program for our homeschool, so she did part online and part at home, and so this is what her online mornings look like for LA and social. Literally sitting in her bed with her headphones on, and most of the time she didn't even get dressed, so it was what it was. So I'm just going to look at a couple of things to embellish. So I am pulling from my leftovers from my stash, from my hip kit clubs. So this one is from Awesome Life, and this flower is the right color, and this flower chipboard is a pretty good color. I'm going to pull the rest of them off of this page now, because why not? The other one, and the orange one, and the pink one. And then there's a purple heart, and it can go here. And so then that looks pretty good. This Yes You Can I think is fun. So I was going to make the title Ready to Learn, and then the Yes You Can made it so that the title is going to be Learn from Bed. So I'm going to do the Learn from Bed as a question out of the tiles. And so I tried it here, and then I didn't like where the Yes You Can was sitting. So I'm going to move them around again. Still don't like that. I thought I could nudge it up. And then it's going to go on the white spot. I was just thinking about, well, where else could I put this? But here it goes. goes to the side. Right, like that. And so, didn't make you watch me move them all, because, yeah. And then that goes on. And then the last little bit is just doing some enamel dots. So in that background paper strips, there's a little bit of yellow and there's a lot of pink. So I'm going to use these light pink ones from my enamel dots from my stash, and then I'm going to add some of these yellow ones, because why not? And then this one is almost done. I just have to back it on the black, which is what I'm going to do. Oh, yellows. Here, there. Oh, yep. Yep, there we go. Back it on this one. Put it on, which you can't really see because I'm a new silicone mat, but, and then here we go, and then there'll be some close-ups here right away. Thank you so much for watching today. There will be another video coming up on this end screen, and a subscribe. If you haven't yet, I would appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button too, and thank you so much for watching.